Hello everyone, Helen here. Thanks for popping in to see me. And welcome back if you've been here lots of times. It's really lovely to have you here. And if you're new, then a big welcome to you. I live near Durham in the northeast of England, and my podcast is just about all the things that I love. Well, I could stop there, all of the things I love, but there's lots of making and being creative and also appreciating nature and being outside. So yeah, quite a variety of things you'll find, week on week. It's not always the same. And today I've got a little bit of a theme of trees, as you'll have seen by the title of today's podcast. I'm just really appreciating trees today. And part of the reason for that is that I've been reading a couple of books recently, which actually I haven't got here to show you, but they've been really firing up my interest in finding out a bit more about trees. And maybe I'll talk about those books another time. I'm not very far into them anyway. But they've been making me want to find out more about the trees around us. You see trees, and actually, well, certainly me, when I'm looking at the trees, I don't know a lot about them really. So I just thought I'd find out a bit more. And so I started making notes, just scribbling notes in a notebook about the trees and different types of trees. And then I thought, I think I'll make a scrapbook. So yes, I bought myself just a plain brown scrapbook and began by making it a really nice front cover. And so that's the first thing that I'm going to show you today, how I made my front cover. It took me, I think I kind of did it over 3 or 4 days actually, because I had to keep doing things and then leaving it to dry. And so I did spend quite a lot of hours on it, but it is, I have a little bit more time for that at the moment because it's the summer holidays and I haven't got quite so many commitments with my piano teaching. And so I have got a little bit more time to spare. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how I made the front cover of my tree scrapbook. So I was really quite pleased with how that turned out. I love looking at it, so that's really nice. It's nice and kind of got a nice texture to it, and yeah, kind of it's got a 3D sort of feel to it. So then, of course, I had to get on with making the inside. So I gathered together some of my bits of decorative paper and pages that I'd taken out of old magazines and things, and sorted through them a bit and started making the front cover. When I was doing my 100-day project, on one of the days I did a leaf print using a potato, and I did a whole sheet, well, more than one sheet of this potato print. So I decided to use a sheet in my front cover. So on the inside front cover, I cut out lots of the leaves and just laid them randomly, and I rather like the way that looks. And yeah, and then on the title page there, I just stuck the things down and added the quotes that I'd printed out. And then, of course, I decided I had to start on the first tree. I decided that I would do, it's like a project on trees. My husband said it's like I've gone back to school. I'm doing a project with school. It's just like that. But maybe I've got better skills now than when I was at school. I always used to love having a project though at school. I didn't mind what it was on. If I was allowed to make a kind of scrapbook type of project on something, that was just my best thing to do. Anyway, so I decided that the first tree I was going to do was the oak, and the first thing I needed was a title that said oak. So I had a really nice time sitting, drawing that design. I thought I would like the word oak to be created out of oak leaves, or drawings of oak leaves, not actual oak leaves. So I did a little video of me drawing my title for oak, and just give you a little look inside the first few pages of this scrapbook. So just a little look through the first few pages. This is my front covers here. Title page there. And just move my book so you can see it. So I've begun by sticking in some of the things that the oak tree is sometimes called. Father of trees, king of the forest, all sorts of things, and interesting to find out why it's called those various things. A little excerpt from a poem about the oak here. And on this page, kind of a little bit of scientific information here about the two main kinds of oak that you find in the UK, the English oak on the sessile oak. It's a little bit tricky to tell the difference between them, but the main difference is if you look at the acorns. But I'll have to go out and look to see what my oak trees are that I see on my walks. And yeah, so just information about their flowers and acorns. This little saying is kind of an old weather saying: if the oak before the ash, then we'll only have a splash. If the ash before the oak, then we'll surely have a soak. So predicting how much rain we're going to have. And yeah, this was interesting. Apparently the oldest living oak tree is thought to be around 2,000 years old. And it's called the Pachanga oak and found in California. So yeah, very amazing to live so long. And on this page here, we've just got something about the wildlife that benefits from oak trees, the things that grow near it and provide food and shelter and things. I found it very interesting that apparently crows and jays love feeding on acorns. I never knew that before. And this page I've stuck some of the information I found about what oak might be used for, not just the wood. Obviously the wood is a fairly obvious one. It's apparently really good for shipbuilding. And this was an interesting fact that actually I came across on Instagram from one of my lovely YouTube viewers, Teresa, who was posting pictures of a table that had been made and which is on display in Ely Cathedral in East Anglia. It's been made from a 5,000-year-old fossilised black oak tree. And yeah, they've made this beautiful table out of it. So very interesting there. Yeah, and some of the uses here of oak trees, which I'll tell you a little bit more about in the video I'm going to show you shortly. And then a little bit more history information on these two pages. So it's a bit bare, it's a bit devoid of pictures at the moment. And just a little bit about some of the different oak trees that have become famous. There's one in Sherwood Forest that Robin Hood and his friends used to gather by. The oak tree that's mentioned in Macbeth, or the oak tree that's in the wood that's mentioned in Macbeth. The tree that King Charles II hid in. And yeah, so many interesting things. And yeah, I'm going to enjoy adding to this scrapbook. So that's the first few pages of oak. I need to add a few more pictures and things, and might even add some more facts about the oak before I move on to another tree. So yeah, so that's it so far, and I'm just going to finish off today with a little video that I put together, where I put together some of the interesting facts. I mean, only a small proportion of them, because there's so many interesting things about the oak tree. And but here's just a few of them, accompanied by a few bits of video and a bit of piano. So that's it for today from me, just short and sweet today. And I've just been trying to make this podcast as and when I could fit it in, because holidays and visitors and things. It's quite tricky to find the time sometimes. But I hope you've enjoyed this little episode, and I will be back again very soon with more chat and more making and who knows what. Okay then. But until then, take great care of yourself and keep nice and busy, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.